Test 2. You will hear a number of different recordings and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. Write all your answers in the listening question booklet. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to section 1. You will hear a travel agent talking to a man about river cruises in Europe. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. Listen carefully to the first part of the conversation and answer questions 1 to 5.
Good morning. How can I help you?
Hello. Yes, I want to find out about river cruises in Europe, specifically the Danube.
Well, you've come to the right place. What is it you want to know?
Which cities you visit, places of interest, how much time I get to see each place, and, of course, how much it costs. Plus other stuff, like getting to the starting point from here and, everything.
Let's start with which cruise you want to take. We've got over 50.
Oh, I see. I read that the Danube flows through 10 countries and passes through 4 capital cities. I don't suppose you have a cruise that takes all that in?
No, I'm afraid we don't. It's not possible, really.
No, I thought not. Which cruise visits the most countries?
5 is the most any one cruise does. There are 2 cruises visiting 5 different countries. One goes through Austria, the Czech Republic, Germany, Hungary and Slovakia. The other through Austria, Hungary, Romania, Slovakia and Serbia. But there are far more options with cruises that visit 4 countries. For example...
No. I want to see as many countries as possible. The first one you mentioned sounds most like the trip I want. What was it? Austria, Hungary...
Austria, Czech Republic, Germany, Hungary and Slovakia.
Yes, about that. If my mental map of Europe is right, that would be a strange journey. It would mean going backwards and forwards a few times.
That's because they're in alphabetical order, not the order in which you visit them. Shall I quickly run through the itinerary? We can go into more detail later.
Yes, let's do that.
So, you'll start from Berlin. You'll have a couple of days to explore the city. From there you go to Dresden, then on to Prague, then Nuremberg, where you'll get the boat.
Hang on. How are we travelling from Berlin to Nuremberg?
By luxury coach. You'll have time to spend in each place and you'll be put up in 4- and 5-star hotels. That part of the tour takes 5 days.
I'm not too keen on spending so much time on a coach.
With the other cruise I mentioned, you spend more time aboard ship, but I assure you it'll be very relaxed and you'll pass through scenic country, and there'll be excursions to places of interest and great natural beauty. I've done it myself.
OK then. Where next?
Let me just get a map of the route up for you on the computer. Right, here we are. From Nuremberg, or Roth really, where the boat is, you'll make your way down the Danube to Budapest, stopping off at Regensburg, Passau, Dürnstein, Vienna and Bratislava.
I see. Yes, that all looks good. I've never been to any of these countries before. Outside of Europe, yes, I've travelled quite a lot. But now I feel I ought to do Europe. Any places that strike me as particularly interesting, I'll go back to.
Now you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen to the next part of the conversation and answer questions 6 to 10.
So, if you're interested, I can go into more detail for you.
Yes, let's start with how much it costs.
This one costs £1,600 all-inclusive.
And what does it include?
Full board for 12 days and nights. That is 5 nights in hotels and the rest aboard ship, plus 28 breakfasts, lunches and dinners all told. Plus guided city tours of Berlin, Vienna, Budapest and Dresden, and the Elbe Sandstone Mountains. But you can wander those cities on your own if you like, as long as you get back to the bus or boat on time. There's onboard entertainment and parties, all good fun. And of course, to answer one of your first questions, return flights and transfers.
Right, OK then. Just to check, is the other 5-country cruise pretty much the same sort of thing?
That one costs £1,450, so it's a bit cheaper. And as I said, you spend more time on the river. You spend the night in a hotel in Bucharest, Romania, then the rest of the 11-day trip aboard ship. Then it's much the same sort of thing. A few more meals are included, 32 altogether, and of course the guided tours are different. Bucharest and Vienna. With this one, you'd be sailing in the opposite direction, upriver from Bucharest to Vienna.
OK, I'm still more interested in the first one, despite the time spent on the road. Right, I've made up my mind.
Great. Now I'll need to get some personal details. Your full name?
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 2.